This is Fantasy Avenue, hosted by Mikey Andersen, your road to fantasy football victory. Yo, 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 Fantasy Avenue's back. What is up, everybody? Mikey Andersen here. Guess who's back? Back again. I would play the Eminem song, but I don't think pretty sure that's copyright, so I don't think I can do that. But imagine it. We're back. Season 3, episode 2. Sounds about right. Yeah, man. It's game time. You know, I've taken a little bit of a break. Football season's coming up, dude. I'm about to lose all my free time, and I'm like, you know what? Let me make myself a rigorous podcast schedule as soon as I get busy, because that sounds smart. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is. For all you new listeners, you know who you are. You know who you are. That's about all I got for you this time. If you know, you know. What I'm saying is, it's time to go. You know, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, dude, when are you gonna get on your podcast, bro? And then I looked at myself right back, and I said, first of all, I'm not your bro. Second of all, watch this. And so now we're running it. You know, as a reminder to everybody, you know, I got some slack, right? This is a live podcast, okay? Now, not actually, but this is as close as I get. People say I don't edit. People say, why don't you edit? And I go, why don't I edit? Because I'm trying to make it live. You know, this is as genuine as possible. If you were sitting in the room with me right now, this is what you'd hear. Other people say, do you film these alone? They say, what do you do? You know what I do while I do film these alone? I just stare at the wall, really. I kind of just, my eyes just like unfocus, and I kind of just sit here, and I'm just like, I start talking about football, and then the time, 20 minutes passes, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of talking about football, and then that's over. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how the podcast goes. I'm kind of giving a big long intro for all you non-listeners or your new listeners. Just trying to get you to know how this really goes. But that's really it. We're getting into the top 10 today. You know, if you made it this far, props to you. We've already passed 2 minutes of your life. The top 10, right? Okay, so this is what I do every year. Intro over. Oh, also, I think I might be filming a new intro, like a real intro. Maybe not. So if you just heard it, thanks, dude. I hope it was good. Tell me if you liked it or not. If I didn't do it, if you're like, wait, that's the same one he's had all the time, then I got too lazy and didn't do it. All right. Yeah, man. I'll talk more in my next episode about my schedule coming up. But basically, I believe I'm going to be filming that tonight too. I got it all planned out. Anyway, this is going to be, I'm kind of just going to do what I do, see 20, 30 minutes, see what we get through. We're going to start with the top 10. I'm going to explain that more in a second. And then we'll probably go into some quarterbacks, because I like how the quarterbacks are looking this year. Top 10 right now, okay? What does that mean, Mikey? What do you mean by top 10? Well, it's kind of a thing I do every single year. I make a list of my top 10 players at any position, right? Just top 10 overall. And I base that off a 10-man league. Some have 12. I'm in a 12-man league in one of my leagues. But 10 is just a nice, easy number, Like 12 is, that's 10. Let's be real. 12 is like the younger cousin at the family cookout, Every kid there, every cousin is like between the ages of like 13 and 16, 13 and 18 maybe, Everyone's pretty chill. Those are all the 10 guys. And then there's this little like 7-year-old cousin wearing a jersey of some kind, and he really wants to be in there. He's the 12, right? You include him, you like him, but you don't really include him. And when it comes down to it, you're not inviting him to go walk around with you at midnight with all your other cousins. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we do a list of 10. All right. And we're gonna do. It really helps me because you guarantee in your mind you're gonna get one of these players, and so you're setting yourself into the first round of the draft, and you're going, I'm gonna get one of these guys no matter what. And if you come off with 2, maybe even 3, if you're no, I'll go with 2. If you get 3 of your top 10 dudes, your league's cooked. But two of them is a way to really be like, okay, I'm killing my draft. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna talk about each guy. This is as simple as it is. This is Fantasy Avenue for you. No, not even really planned except for my cheat sheet I made. Let's see. Who do we got first overall? Now, okay, this is easy. First overall, Christian McCaffrey. I want to talk about this right now. So now we're officially getting into the fantasy football stuff. Thank you for bearing with me. Running backs. This is a very not deep class of running backs, and I have some tiers at each position that I'm going to talk about later as well. But the running backs are pretty. I mean, there's a couple dudes, but I really see in every league, CMC should go first, and then there should be a run of receivers. And really, the only reason you're coming back to running backs is because you need to, right? Because you can only draft receivers. At a certain point, the value outweighs it. But in my opinion, the top 6, 7 receivers are better than the number 2, 3 running back, and that's crazy. Now, a lot of people don't think that, but are they winning their leagues? No. How many leagues did I win last year? Mikey, how many leagues were you in last year? 4? Damn, all right, that's kind of a lot. How many leagues do you win? Wait for it. 3 of them. Dude, I was dogging out last year. I can't even lie. I was playing real nice on the fantasy football field. Anyway, so yeah, trust my advice if you want. If not, whatever. But I'm trying to give you some good stuff here. This is going to be a deep episode, dude. I'm getting hot as I'm looking around my room. I'm like, why is my room so dang hot? And, like, how do I cool it down? Ooh, I should open a window. See? Hey, this is live. I'm picking up my mic right now. I'm picking up my mic as I walk to the window. Window open. Shit, that sounded like I broke my window for a second. I'm good, though. And when we're back to podcasting, he's got to go number 1. CMC's got to go number 1. Complete domination, and he's so much higher set over, like, the skill gap is crazy compared to his other dudes at his position. So the value you're getting, number 1 is a hard place to draft from. I hate drafting from the number 1 spot, really, because there's so much pressure, If your number 1 guy doesn't perform, like, you know what I'm saying? The bar, you're drafting a number 1 dude to be the number 1 guy in fantasy. If he doesn't finish as the best player in fantasy, then you didn't pick right. And that's just insane amount of, like, crazy pressure to put on a pick with a terrible, like, odds of return. But you got to pick someone, and I'm picking Christian McCaffrey. Let's go on to the next one. Next one, I got 3 receivers, and this is really a different tier than the rest of the dudes. We have CD, followed by Tyreek, followed by Justin Jefferson. CD Lamb, first of all. Insane amount of targets. Looking around maybe 200 targets this year, which is literally, that's unheard of, dude. That is crazy. But if he stays with the Cowboys, which I think he will, there's all this talk, whatever, Jerry Jones is an idiot, I don't care. If he stays, he will be the best receiver in fantasy football based sheerly on volume and his skill. He's just so damn good, bro. He was scoring over 20 points per game last year. That is nuts. That's just like, that is so much raw consistency you can contend. Consistency you can contend, depend on, depend on, depend. You just think I rhyme now, wait till I pass the time and then spit some more rhymes like you got lime in your eye. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. CeeDee Lamb. See, this is why I need another person here. We're talking about, I'll talk to schedules next episode, but we're trying to get some people on the podcast real quick, all right? Because this is why I need some people, so they can keep me on track. He's just so good. Now, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson coming right behind him. The thing is, CD just had one of his best seasons ever. So did Tyreek, Justin Jefferson 2 years ago. And who scored the most points out of those 3 in their fantasy season? CD did. So I'm looking at, first of all, the peak. Lamb's got it, right? Then I'm looking at, like, who could maybe do it. Justin Jefferson's coming off an injury. You might as well bet on the man who had the best year overall. I'm going to say it's going to be hard for Tyreek to redo what he did last year. He had so many 200-yard games. He had so many games with 8 catches, and, like, 2-3 touchdowns. That is just so hard to do consistently. CD Lamb's over here getting 150 yards on 10 catches every week. The level of yardage per catch consistency, it's hard for Tyreek. I get that he's literally like the 8th fastest man in the world, but it's hard for him to do that over and over again. If he's starting to get double teamed or whatever, CeeDee Lamb is in my opinion, the surefire number 1 receiver. Tyreek is more exciting as a player. Justin Jefferson is obviously also too, with his gritty and whatnot. If you haven't seen my gritty, holy crap, is that thing nasty. But you have to look past excitingness, right, and look to the real fundamentals. It's really like, for me, it's kind of like my mom's cooking. Okay, what's exciting that she cooks? She cooks some pretty lavish dishes. All right, and not to say that I'm a picky eater, but they're not my favorite. Now, serve me up a bowl of white rice with like a pinch of butter in the bowl, and holy crap, might be the best meal ever. Now, is it exciting from the outside? No, but does it get the job done? Yes. So CeeDee Lamb's going to be your white rice this year, and if you're me, well, you're going to pick up white rice in a heartbeat. The only thing you're picking over white rice is a nice sausage. Shout out all my sausages out there. Sausage is Christian McCaffrey this year. But we're going to have topic. We're talking about food. Should be talking about football. Let me lock back in. That window is real nice and open. Let's move on. There's your 4, dude. I'm flying. Let's go. Whoops. Number 5. Now this is where it gets a little shaky. This is a personal opinion. We still got 2 more receivers. We're going with Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Jamar Chase. Now this is really big. There's a plane in the background. Sorry. See, this is the type of shit I got to deal with. I don't have no soundproof room. See, ESPN, hire me. I need you. Colleges, hear my podcasts and answer my prayers and put me into your journalism program, because I need help. I don't have a soundproof room. I got a crappy mic and I'm sitting alone. Okay? I'm in the slums out here. I need help. Where were we? Oh yeah, Amon-Ra and Jamar Chase. See, this is my other problem. I gotta lock in. Amon-Ra is another model of consistency, and Jamar Chase is a model of peak. Now, some people picked Jamar Chase number 1 overall last year, hoping Joe Burrow had a big year. And guess what happened to Joe Burrow? He got folded like a lawn chair, out for the rest of the year, right? Amon-Ra turned around and said, you know what? I'm the sun god, boy. I'm gonna do what I do, and he did it. And if I'm going to bet on a receiver, I'd rather bet on a receiver that's named after a god than a receiver with an apostrophe in his name. I mean, you could have named him Jamar without putting that apostrophe there. Whatever. I don't want to go on a spelling lesson right now. I just want to talk my talk. Imagine if my name was my apostrophe key, my key. Then everyone would be like, what's the key to happiness? And I'd be like, I don't know, but my key is fantasy football, baby. See, normally someone would maybe cut that out because that was a little weird. But I'm leaving that in there for all the real ones out there. Anyway, model of consistency or peak. I'm picking model of consistency. I'm picking Amon-Ra St. Brown. Should have the exact same amount of catches and targets and everything that he got last year. Whereas Jamar Chase is really, in my opinion, overrated receiver. Is that weird to say? I really think he's overrated. But it's, everybody just thinks he's some god. And there's only one of them in my top 10, and it's not him. Moving on, that's your receiver run, right? I'm having 5 receivers go off the board immediately. And then you're looking around and you're going, what's going on? Where's the running backs? Well, here's a couple for you. In the next 4 picks, I've got Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, running back with a receiver with A.J. Brown, and then finish off with Jahmyr Gibbs. There's your top 10. Now let's go into in-depth. As I talked about the running backs are not deep. There's a few tiers, I believe, in the running backs, but I believe once you get to this maybe 17th, 18th running back overall, you are out of viable every week starters. Receivers, you can get down to like the 30th receiver and still have a viable, the 30th receiver on NFL Fantasy is Keenan Allen. He was like the 11th ranked fantasy receiver last year, and he's going to a new team. Like, he's got some reps to compete with, but whatever. Dude, are you kidding me? It's just the depth difference is crazy. So I'm going back to running backs because I have to, not because I want to. Breece Hall, I believe one of the most overrated players in the whole NFL. Cam, you had that wild rant while we're sitting in Oben's car about how good the Jets are. Bro, this boy overrated. He is not one of the best players in the NFL. He has never proved it. He gets hurt. For all we know, his peak season is good, okay? Because we've never seen his peak season. So I just don't agree with it. Now, I know at some point, I believe if you get down to the 9 or 10, right, maybe 8, 9, or 10 overall picks, and you're looking around, that's when you pick a running back. You want to go, if you can go running back on that turn, circle back and get a pretty good receiver, a Chris Olave type guy, and have a pretty even team overall. But I'm not doing it because I like him, because I'm just scared. Bijan, underwhelming rookie season, he did not have he had a good rookie season. He did not have a Saquon Barkley level rookie season, which everyone said, oh, this guy's way better than. Saquon Barkley had one of the best rookie seasons in NFL history, and people were like, oh, this guy's clears. No, he does not clear. He clears. The Falcons can't even fly a foot off the ground. You call him the chickens. And he, not to say he looked like a chicken out there, but he looks like a chickadee, like a little, that's not a falcon. No respect lost. I still think he could be really explosive, but that's why I'm rating him low. They're still in my top 10, everybody. So everybody calm down. I'm not trash talking these dudes. I believe he has a good chance of being the 8th ranked player in fantasy football. Okay, I'm just a little nervous. I'm a little nervous because he hasn't shown it yet. Number 9, A.J. Brown. He showed it. He consistently shows it. I believe in terms of overall fantasy, A.J. Brown will score more points than Breece Hall and Bijan this year. But at some point, you need to take the running back. So I'm going to take A.J. Brown, consistent, big receiver, big dog dude. I mean, a model of, a chiseled stone, if you would. A Greek freak, if you would, right? Brings me back to the days of the statues. That's A.J. Brown. I mean, my gosh. Yeah, wow, I need to move on. Wow. Is it hot in here or what? Actually, it's not because I opened my window, but it feels hot. Number 10. We're finishing off with number 10. We're going to keep going. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to make a couple short episodes. It's going to be awesome. Number 10, Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know what I'm going to do. Jahmyr Gibbs, number 10. A lot of explosive. I believe he's the last running back in these real tiers. Your next running backs give you a little sneak peek. We got Saquon and Kyron Williams. I believe Jahmyr Gibbs is the only running back left that has any chance of beating Christian McCaffrey this year without an injury. Like, I'm looking at Breece, Bijan, and Jahmyr and going. These three guys, Hall, they have potential. Is why I'm ranking them this high to beat Christian McCaffrey, and no other running back in the league really does. So that's why he deserves to be here. That's why he's the number 10 overall guy. If you're picking 10th, right, and maybe a couple of these guys are still on the board, and you walk away with A.J. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. I did that in a mock draft earlier today. I was really happy. It turned back around. I ended up, I think, with maybe James Cook, and I think I took a chance on the old Mike Evans, but that 4 is a point scoring 4. I'm looking for 100 points a week from out of those 4 dudes. That's really good. I'm hoping. A hope is a hope, and then you turn around and get a quarterback. I'm going to talk about all draft strategies in next episode. I'm going to end it real quick right here because I'm going to film more today, baby, and maybe I'm going to film that intro. Let me know if I actually filmed it or if I was too lazy. But it's going to be a short Fantasy Avenue football episode, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace out.